Hello, 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 and welcome once again to Movies That Pop. I'm the Kernel. Let's see what popped up in theaters this week. Today we're looking at The Brothers Grimsby, which casts Sacha Baron Cohen and Mark Strong as siblings, separated as children, who reconnect after 25 years apart when one is a drunken buffoon and the other is a smooth and deadly government spy. The Brothers Grimsby is surprisingly effective for most of its runtime, a smooth blend of pathos, fast-paced action, and gloriously vulgar comedy, until the latter causes that delicate balance to fall apart. Ultimately, there's enough entertainment value in The Brothers Grimsby to warrant a recommendation for those willing to forgive a few instances of utterly crude and useless humor. A good chunk of this film tells a fun and surprisingly moving story so well that it's disappointing to get glimpses of the much better movie that would exist if the filmmakers hadn't dropped the ball. That's it for the capsule review. Let's get in depth. I want to start with what this film gets right, and that starts with the hiring of action director Louis Leterrier. As previously mentioned, The Brothers Grimsby is a fish-out-of-water story set in the world of action and espionage, and the action itself is really well shot and exciting. One could presume due to the presence of the director of The Transporter and the Incredible Hulk behind the camera. In particular, the spy plot is kicked into high gear with a pulse-pounding, visceral sequence seen here in the movie's trailer, where Strong's character, the super spy MI6 assassin, engages in one of his outlandish, thrilling solo missions. The film also does a great job of rooting the action in reality by establishing a great sense of place. The rundown burg out in the sticks that serves as home to Cohen's character feels lived in, its denizens feel authentic, and the aesthetics, from the opening credits set to Blur's Park Life, one of several great old 90s Britpop musical cues, to the shabby haircuts and thick accents, ground the story in some semblance of reality, which gives the fantastical spy elements some much-needed credibility. Later on, that credibility will be shattered, but more on that later. Just know that for a long while, it all works. Another thing that works is the chemistry between the Brothers Grimsby themselves. Sacha Baron Cohen justifiably gets the lead role and the lion's share of punchlines, but the real MVP here is Mark Strong. While he's always been a reliable utility player in the past, Strong pulls off a tricky balance here between the square-jawed, slick badass and the genuinely emotionally conflicted man who loves but is constantly endangered by his brother. He's truly fantastic here, and the brothers' relationship, augmented through very effective flashback sequences, injects much-needed heart into the irreverent proceedings. And irreverent they are. Increasingly so. When Strong has no choice but to rely on Cohen for help, some truly inspired comedic bits ensue, such as the situation where Cohen must impersonate his brother at a hotel and seduce a beautiful woman to obtain information. After he clogs his hotel room toilet, he calls housekeeping right as the woman he's supposed to seduce shows up.
Mr. Shelton.
That is really fast service. I only just called down.
Not your usual place to do it.
What? Why? Why did you expect me to do it?
In the bed.
In the bed? I'm not an animal. I haven't done one in a bed for over 5 weeks. Shall I show it to you?
How do I know that when I see it, I won't fall madly in love with you?
There's really not much danger of that. It's enormous.
All the better. Now, should I tell you what I'm going to do with it?
No.
I'm going to take it in my hand, all of it.
Right. That's very unusual, right?
And then I'm going to kiss it.
Gonna kiss it.
And I'm going to put all of it in my mouth.
This is worse than 2 girls and 1 cup.
It's really funny stuff. Crude at times, but all very fun. And as I mentioned, grounded in a sense of place, and therefore grounded in a sort of even a little exaggerated reality. And the spy movie plot is fun, and the brothers bond really well, and Man, about 3/4 of the way through this thing, I was really feeling it. I was laughing, I was enjoying the plot and the performances and the unexpected heart, and then this one scene happened. And this one scene destroyed the mood that had been so carefully cultivated. And it's not the scene that's getting discussed in the media this week, the one in which presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump contracts AIDS. No, that one's just the movie playing to the cheap seats. No, a comedy set piece happens in this film that is gross and utterly ridiculous. If you're wondering, it's the same one that, completely out of context, Jimmy Kimmel showed to his audience this week. He couldn't show the sequence to the viewers at home, so he showed his studio audience and broadcast their reactions instead. It's a shocking scene, not really indicative of the rest of the movie, and it snaps the already stretched line of credibility. All of a sudden, my own body and my sensibilities began to overtly reject the movie like a body rejects a transplanted organ, because this movie, already crude and vulgar, which is fine, went overboard. It didn't offend me per se. It takes a lot to do that. It just became ridiculous. Whereas before, it had been grounded in something approaching reality. Now, the serious spy elements that had played so well became cheapened. The pathos earned by the well-acted orphan subplot was out the window, and the movie was tainted. This one set piece, it was just a bridge too far. Tone is a tricky thing. The Brothers Grimsby ruins itself with one extended gag, emphasis on the word gag, that just doesn't fit with the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie afterwards is actually pretty great. Once you get past that first major tonal speed bump, the movie resumes doing all of the things that it had previously been doing so well, until the ending, where once again the movie hinges on an act that strains credibility, even spy movie credibility, and degenerates into silliness at precisely the wrong time. So, two major failures in a film that does everything else right. Like a rock concert that melts your face off until the whole band goes out for a cigarette break and lets the crappy drummer do an overindulgent 10-minute drum solo. You wouldn't call it a bad concert per se, but you'd certainly be measured in your praise. So, I will be measured in mine. I loved quite a bit about the Brothers Grimsby and hated a really small portion of it. So, I award the film a mild recommendation of a medium bag of popcorn. It was an extra large bag of popcorn type movie that some tactless thugs swatted out of your hand and knocked a good portion of your fun onto the floor. There's still plenty enough for you to enjoy, but it just feels lesser somehow because of all that wasted potential. That does it for this edition of Movies That Pop. Don't forget to follow me, the Kernel, on Twitter @moviesthatpop, and click the icon right down there to visit our channel. You'll be able to view all of our other videos, and more importantly, click subscribe so you can keep up with all the latest episodes and so we can keep doing what we do. Please leave your comments below and click the thumbs up if you like what you heard. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I'm the Kernel. Bye!